Does it get any better than a wild card weekend in the NFL? Trick question, rhetorical question. There is no wrong answer. Actually, there is no. Colts, Texans, Seahawks, and Cowboys. We'll get you ready for all of it coming up shortly.
We will. El Duncan, Matt Barry, and number 1 overall pick in the WNBA, Chiney Ogwumike.
What's good?
In that vein of wild card weekend, here's something wild. Russell Westbrook is currently the second best player on his team, Chiney.
It's true.
That's because Paul George averaging over 31 points a game since December 1st. That's second only behind James Harden, who, as we know, is on a tear, and he did the exact same thing on Friday.
Yeah, Paul George is having his best year yet. Inserted himself into the MVP conversation. He's breathing life back into the mid-range shot. I love it. He's excellent off the dribble, which is his comfort zone, but he's also consistent spotting up, as you see right here.
13 points in the first quarter alone, 37 points in total, 35 of those coming through the first 3 quarters. This was a team, Chiney, that talked a lot about afterwards about how they couldn't win at the Moda Center. They had lost 8 straight there, and that really seemed to kind of inspire them last night.
The way that they're winning is through their defense, as you saw on that possession. Number 1, number 2 in steals, George and Westbrook.
So you see here over a minute to play, Thunder up 6. McCollum hits the pull-up. So now this game's getting a little bit closer because the Blazers tried to claw their way back in here. George loses this on the drive. Lillard takes it all the way on the other end. Is he fouled here by Dennis Schroeder?
Possibly. He's doing his best James Harden impression, drawing the contact, or at least selling the contact.
I was going to say, a little sell there. He would only make 2 of those 3. So the Thunder up 2, 30 seconds left. Westbrook misses the turnaround here. Blazers get the rebound. Should they have called a timeout here?
I like this. I like the no timeout. Let the game come to you. They have full control of the possession. Dame, he obviously, as you see right here, he's going to go for the shot. This is a shot right here he can make 9 out of 10 times.
He doesn't make it, though. However, they'd have another opportunity. McCollum can't connect. They would get another opportunity, but Jeremy Grant comes down with it. Westbrook has 31 points, George 37, and the Thunder hang on and win because of the efforts of Paul George, who, as we mentioned, is on an incredible run. He has scored 330 in the 10-game span in his entire NBA career. This was also the 6th time that he scored at least 35 points on the road this season, again, only behind James Harden.
Don't look now, but here come the Pacers, currently tied for the longest active winning streak in the NBA, taking on the Bulls.
I thought you were going to say the Bulls, and I was like, hold on.
You got to stick the landing there. Zach LaVine sticks the 3. Pacers lead is cut to 2. 10 seconds to play. It's LaVine again.
This is what you want to see out of Zach LaVine. Irrational confidence. 5 for 9 from 3. Not just an athlete, but a complete scorer, especially when he's scoring behind the arc.
Irrational or not, he had 31 points, and we head to overtime. In overtime, under 1:15 to go. Bulls up 1. Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn with the dunk. L's out of her seat. I love it. He gave you a beefy double-double. He had 17 assists, but here's his athleticism with the highlights.
Bulls up 3. Pacers looking to answer. They do just that. Victor Oladipo.
Don't be late to the party. The Pacers are real. I mean, with or without Victor, this team has stayed up in the standings. It's nice to have him healthy, though, for these reasons.
Ties the game at 113. Then the pass to Turner. He nails the 3. Pacers now up 3 other, and Lauri Markkanen. He answers.
Love Lauri Markkanen's game. New age, big, fastest player in NBA history to make 100 3-pointers. He's showing you why.
And he's got a deep shot. 5 seconds left. Game tied. Who else do you want the ball? Oladipo.
I mean, off the glass, that's the type of shot he can make. He's one of the most clutch players in the NBA in the 4th quarter.
36 points from Victor. Pacers up 3. And look at Oladipo's wink.
So cute. He loves playing for Indy. That's his hometown team.
0.3 seconds left. Time for a catch and shoot. Does not fall. Pacers win 119 to 116, and they have now won 6 straight games after beating the Bulls on the road.
I started off this Mavs Celtics highlight with a question.
Okay.
First half, Mavs down 10. Where do they do that at? Luka Doncic. What is this?
This is wild. I watched this in real time. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was trying to get you confused so that he can get to his spot, and he really did. It's just unreal what he's doing right now.
It's a circus shot. We go to the 3rd. Mavs are down 4. Harrison Barnes finding Doncic, who can also get it going from long distance.
At this point, this is a clear-cut Rookie of the Year favorite. This is a guy that can knock down shots. But then again, these Celtics, they came out of the game hot. And they really proved that, hey, without Kyrie Irving, they can sort of handle business.
2nd straight game they played without Kyrie. He has a corneal scratch, if you will. His eye sore. We go to the 4th quarter. Celtics up big. Great ball movement here.
And that's the key here. And I really love Gordon Hayward, his game. I think he was close to his flirting with the triple-double. They move the ball well. This is their strength without their leading scorer.
C's had 35 assists on 42 field goals. But this was all about Dirk. Could be playing his final game in Boston, and they love him. With they were hoping, Janae, was to see a little history. He needed 2 points to pass Kobe Bryant as the Western Conference's leading scorer at TD Garden. He shot 0 for 10 from the floor, though, right?
And you know, the Celtics were rooting for him. They were. Tough defense.
And he said that. He said, it's really cool when even on the roads, fans appreciate what you do. He has one more chance here. One more chance. And he can't get it to go. And the best is the reaction. Like, the bench, the Celtics fans wanted it. The Celtics bench wanted this thing to go in, and it does not. But he said he appreciates the love for sure. Nowitzki finishes the night with 0 points, can't pass Bryant, and the Celtics win easily. 114-93 is your final. Here's the C's and Dirk.
Yeah, I mean, super sweet, super emotional. You know, it's sweet when not only your home fans but fans on the road appreciate what you've done in the last 2 decades. So appreciate the fans of Boston, and unfortunately really disappointed I couldn't even make one. You know, had some great looks. They were trying to make me score at the end there. I think on the one switch, I think it was one to make it. He didn't even put his hands up, and I still came out really short. So it just wasn't my night.
Man, I wanted to make a shot. Jesus Christ. Of course, it's going to be a sad day when Derek steps away from the game. It's super cool to just be in his presence and watch him out there. He's a true legend.
You know, how petty was that graphic?
Jaylen
Brown was 2 years old when Dirk came into the league.
Cute.
So not Dirk's night, but that's okay. It happens to the best of them. In fact, there have been 4 Hall of Famers in the last 35 seasons to go 0 for 10 or worse in a game. You take a look at them. Those are some big names. So Dirk likely to make it 5 Hall of Famers after he retires. Shanae Ogwumike, stay on the land. We've got much more with you coming up, but we've got to switch gears.
It's been real.
What is it, Matt Barry?
Saturday.
Wild card weekend.
Oh.
Starting 0-3 and winning the division.
Having faith
It's a monumental achievement.
is believing in something
That's where they had us ranked.
you have yet to see.
We ain't finished yet.
Make believers out of non-believers.
All right, so how wild was the 2018 regular season? 6 teams playing this weekend had a 16% chance or worse to make the postseason. That according to Football Power Index. That includes all 4 teams playing today, with the Colts playoff odds dipping as low as 9% at one point in the season. When you start the way that they did, Jeff, Saturday, it's going to be tough to get back in. All that matters now is the Colts have found their way into the postseason. You played there for 13 years. You still know the franchise well. When you look at the Colts and Texans, each of their games in the regular season were 3 points.
Yeah.
They were all close and competitive. Give me a matchup to watch today.
Let's go Colts offensive line versus this defensive line for the Houston Texans. You talk about J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Merciless, who didn't get nearly the credit he should get. That matchup is going to be the key to this game. And the Texans have done the best job, honestly, of every team in the NFL of getting pressure on Andrew Luck. Watt's got 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He's getting after it. Clowney pushes. And the difference is they can move all their guys around. Clowney can line up on the left or the right. So can Watt. So what that does for an offensive lineman, it's difficult because now you get used to a rhythm of blocking one guy the entire game. When they can move guys around and incorporate their games and their changes and all their exchanges, makes it very difficult. Can that young Colts offensive line, Quentin Nelson, all-pro as a rookie, Braden Smith, a second-round pick. Those guys are good, very good football players. Can they match up today in the biggest of stage against a very good defensive front? It's going to be fun to watch.
It will be. The nightcap was pretty fun to watch in Week 3. That being the Cowboys and the Seahawks. The Seahawks got their first one of the season and their home opener about 15, 16 weeks ago. What's going to be the key for the Cowboys in this one?
Zeke, and some more Zeke.
Oh yeah.
You have to play ground and pound. If you are the Dallas Cowboys, I get Dak Prescott, I get Amari Cooper, I get, what that impact has been. This is the key to your game. You have to run the football. And listen, the Seahawks will put 8 guys in a box. It doesn't matter. You still have to run the ball downhill at them. If you talk about Ezekiel Elliott, how powerful of a runner he is, it gets their offensive line with their hats down. Can Reed, can Wagner, defensive players for the Seahawks, can those guys stop Zeke Elliott? Listen, if you can't stop him, you have no shot against the Cowboys. That's going to be a big thing. But in my opinion, the Cowboys just trusting in that. Don't fall in love with the toys. Don't fall in love with Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, all that. Stay with what you can do, and that's Zeke, and some more Zeke.
I mentioned Week 3. We're coming up, going to actually show you that highlight and the fact that Ezekiel Elliott went off and they still got absolutely steamrolled. So stick around, we'll do that.
Like it.
All right, Jeff, thanks. Still ahead on SportsCenter, Peyton Manning breaks down Deshaun Watson, why the Texans quarterback will need to have his head on a swivel today against the Colts. Plus, Clemson's going to play in the national championship game without a monster in the middle, why our expert says that will not hamper the Tigers against the Tide.